All right, today I want to talk to you about scripts for success in real estate. And as always, I spend a lot of time preparing for these calls, and I'm a reader. I think it's super important that all of you are reading. And when I say read, ideally, I want you to have a book in your hand and a highlighter in the other hand. Audiobooks are fine, and I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. Do both. And it's part of your growth plan. So reading a book by Kevin Ward, I'm sure all of you know who he is. And the name of the book is The Book of Yes. So add that to your list if you haven't. Here's a couple of the things that I picked up from him. And it's interesting because it's right in line with what I teach and what I believe. And he starts out by saying that it's natural to not like scripts. When you're talking to enough real estate agents as a trainer and coach, when I'm talking to agents and I talk about scripts, I get that look like, oh, I don't like scripts. It's going to make me sound like a robot. I don't want to sound scripted. And my response to that is, then don't. And the way you can not sound scripted, sorry everybody, is when you internalize these at a high level, they become conversations. The other thing that is common, if you talk to enough people about scripts, is they'll say things like, well, they're all the same. And I get that as well, because at face value, they do kind of look the same and maybe even sound the same. And a good analogy, I think, to explain this is if you look at two cars side by side, they're both cars. They both have four wheels, blah, blah, blah. And one of them could be a $30,000 car and the other one is a $300,000 car. Now, what's the difference in the $300,000 car that makes it worth $300,000? And it's things that you can't see most of the time. And if you really pay attention to scripts that are being taught in the real estate industry, there are $30,000 scripts and there are $300,000 scripts. And we're going to talk about the right way. We're going to talk about the wrong way to use scripts in your real estate practice today. And before we're finished, I'm going to show you an example of what I'm talking about. All right. So scripts that work and scripts that don't work. So if you're taking notes, I want you to write down scripts that work and scripts that don't work. The goal is to get yes. Please write that down. Remember, when you're talking with somebody, whether you're on the phone lead generating for an appointment or you're sitting at the kitchen table making a listing presentation to get a listing, the goal is yes. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind when you're speaking with people, because so many of us don't think of that, and we have conversations that are going to lead to no. And maybe we don't even know we're having no conversations, but we are. And make sure we're having conversations that lead to yes. One of the wrong ways, these are things that we don't want to use, is you don't want to negative frame your script. Stating something as if you are assuming you are going to get the result you don't want. So negative framing is assuming you're going to get the result that you don't want. And a couple of examples of negative framing is sorry to bug you. So, hey, Megan, John Dietz, XYZ Real Estate Company, sorry to bug you. All right, we're already assuming that they don't want to get our call. And if you're calling to pour into people, you're calling to add massive value to them. Let's say you're making an expired listing call and you're calling somebody and you start with sorry to bug you, you're assuming they don't want to get your call. Maybe they're actually happy that you called because they have a home they need to sell and they're hoping you're the right agent to get it sold. So don't start with sorry to bug you. Another script that is negatively framed is you are probably not. In other words, you're probably not interested in selling your home, but I called to find out if, or you're probably knocking on somebody's door and they answer the door. Hey, my name is John Dietz. I'm with XYZ Real Estate Company. You're probably not interested in selling your home, but You're negatively framing the conversation, assuming that you're going to get no. Another example is, I know you're sick and tired. Megan, John Dietz, XYZ Real Estate Company. I know you're sick and tired. Got it. I'll send you an email. Absolutely. I know you're sick and tired of getting these calls, and are you still interested in selling your home? Well, maybe they're not sick and tired of getting these calls. Maybe you're the second person to call them and they're thinking, well, I wasn't sick and tired of getting these calls, but now I am. You're actually creating a result you don't want when you negative frame the conversation. Another example is, I know you're not going to like to hear this. I know you're not going to like to hear this. So this happens when you're presenting offers. I'm calling Alan, he has his home listed. Hey, Alan, John Dietz, XYZ Real Estate Company. Oh, well, he's my listing. I don't have to say that. Hey, Alan, John Dietz, just calling to let you know we got an offer on your home, and I know you're not going to like this. You know, I used to be that way. And I would call someone who told me they didn't like lowball offers. They hire me, right? They don't like lowball offers. One of the things that is super important to them is they get a full price offer on their home. They're asking $725,000, and I just got an offer for $675,000. And I called Megan and I say, hey, Megan, John Dietz, we got an offer on your home, and I know you're not going to like this. Well, of course she's not going to like it. I just told her not to like it. When in contrast, I could call Megan and say, hey, Megan, John Dietz, I've got great news. Megan says, what's the news? We've got an offer on your home. Megan says, okay, what's the offer? Well, they're offering $675,000. Megan immediately responds with, that's not great news. That's really low. My favorite response to that one is, I know, but it's better than the offer we got yesterday. You guys should be laughing. So their response is, well, we didn't get an offer yesterday. I know, that's why it's better. All right, so you call the seller, I've got great news. We've got an offer on your home. Not, I know you're not going to like this. You're sitting at the listing table and you've got a seller who wants $750, and you're looking at the data, and the data is saying $675. And you lead with, I know you're not going to like this, but the market says $675. Well, of course they're not going to like it. You just told them not to like it. So don't negative frame real estate conversations. All right, last one. Boy, this is one that gets used a lot. This is negative framing. Would you be offended? Well, I wasn't. Now I am, or maybe I should be. And would you be offended if I asked for your phone number? Would you be offended if I offered to email you a market update? Versus, hey, Megan, I've got this great market update that will keep you up to date with what's going on in the local market, in your neighborhood, and with your home. What's a great email address for me to send that to? So much better than, would you be offended? All right, the right way. Repeat and affirm to connect with people versus leading people. So I'm going to change screens so I can talk to a different person. Justin answers the phone. He's an expired listing. Justin, John Dietz, XYZ Real Estate Company. And I was calling to find out if I had an offer on your home. Would you want me to bring you the offer today?
Of course.
Like, oh my gosh, I'm sick and tired of all of these calls. All right, now I'm going to use this example again. I've used it before. You're playing tennis and you're on one side of the net, Justin's on the other side of the net, and we're competing with one another. And I'm simply going to repeat and affirm, oh, Justin, I get it. You're sick and tired of all of these real estate agents calling you. And of course, Justin changed place on the screen, so I can't see him anymore. Let's do this. Oh, there he is. And you're sick and tired of getting all of these calls. I understand. All right, so what I've done is I've literally gone around the net, and now I'm standing by Justin. I'm physically making a move in order to get side by side with the person that I'm speaking to. I understand Oh my gosh, you're sick and tired of getting these calls. I understand. And all of these agents are calling just to list your home. Now, it's Justin and I against all of the other real estate agents that are trying to get his listing. I'm repeating and affirming in order to connect. So repeat and affirm. Don't be afraid of objections. Actually, let them share everything they're unhappy about. If anything, add gas to the fire and ask them more questions. How did that make you feel? Tell me more. Tell me more is a good script. All right, so repeat and affirm to connect with people versus leading people, and then reframe. All right, reframe simply means, oh my gosh, I get it. You're sick and tired of getting all of these calls, and all of these agents are just trying to list your home. However, if your home would have sold, where were you moving? Now, I'm redirecting the conversation. And Justin says, Tampa. Oh my gosh, what's important about moving to Tampa? Well, I've got family there. Got it. And if I could bring you an offer and sell your home in the next 30 days, are you still interested in moving to Tampa? Yes, I am. Well, that's exactly why we should get together. I just need 10 minutes to pop by so I can take a look at your home, bring you an offer, and help you get to Tampa. All right, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in just a second. So what I'm doing is I'm redirecting the conversation back to what they want. When the real estate agent calls and says, I was wondering when you were going to hire the right agent to get your home sold. That conversation is based on what the agent wants. The agent wants a listing. So the agent is asking, I noticed your home came off the market, and I was wondering when you're going to hire the right agent to get your home sold. Very popular script being taught by a lot of real estate companies and a lot of real estate coaches. And it's based on what you want. It's not based on what the seller wants. So when I repeat and affirm, I literally move to get on your side. And then when I reframe the conversation, I'm reframing the conversation from a point of view based on what's important to you, not what's important to me. Agent, if I had a full price offer today, would you want me to bring you the offer? Seller, I'm sick and tired of these calls. Agent, oh, I get that. You are sick and tired at all these agents who just want to list your home. But if your home did sell, where would you move to? Seller, I would move to Tampa. Agent, oh, wow. So what's in Tampa? Seller, my family. Question for you. Does the seller want to be sold on relisting their home? Somebody say no, so I can keep going.
No.
Thank you for that. They don't. It's important that you remember that. What does the seller want to do? In the example that I just shared with you, what does the seller want to do?
Move to Tampa.
Thank you. Move to Tampa. So what do you think you should focus your conversation on?
The move to Tampa.
Getting them to Tampa. Focus on what they want. Agent. So if I could sell your home, you would move to Tampa to be with your family. So if I could sell your home, you would move to Tampa to be with your family. Seller, yes. Agent, that's exactly why we should meet. All I need is 10 minutes to pop by so I can potentially bring you the right buyer, bring you an offer, and help get you to Tampa in the next 30 days. Does today at 4 o'clock work, or would 5 be better for you? Can you see why that conversation is going to go so differently? Somebody say yes so I can keep going.
Yes.
Thank you for that. All right. I'm going to share my screen. You should all be looking at Rainmaker Plus. Hold on a second. I got to move something out of the way so I can see it. You should all be looking at Rainmaker Plus training and coaching. Starts at the top, scripts that work versus scripts that don't. Somebody give me a thumbs up so I know you see this. There we go. All right. So the top script is what I use. I'm going to go down here. Most real estate trainers are teaching. Hello, this is blank with blank. I notice your property has expired on the MLS. Are you still interested in selling your home? So far, nothing wrong with that. The only thing that I don't like about this is no, I'm not. And remember, I want to get yes. And remember, I've coached you guys over and over and again that your focus is to get an appointment, not to get a list appointment. It's simply just to get an appointment. And I know a lot of trainers and coaches would disagree with me, and that's okay. My concern, if I'm only going on listing appointments, is how many listings am I losing because I'm not meeting with somebody unless they want to list their home. Just get the appointment. Have you interviewed for an agent to represent your interest? I don't think I even need to ask that question. So if I'm redlining this, I would redline that and get rid of it. Do you have a reason for why your home didn't sell? Do you have an idea what might have happened? Are you familiar with me? Oh my gosh, terrible question. Oh my gosh, I just gave you my opinion on this, which is not a good thing because some of you may be using that and thinking, I think it's great, John. Sorry about that. And for me, it's not a good question because I'm not focused on me. I'm focused on you. I'm focused on the seller. Have you come across my name in the marketplace? I am the top agent in Blake County. We have a phenomenal marketing system. I also give service second to none. I have an average days on market rate of blank day versus a days on market in the marketplace. We definitely have a systematic approach to real estate that makes our property sell. I'm wondering, would you be offended if I came over to your home and sit down and show you what we can do to get your property sold? So I have a couple of questions for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being really, really hard and 10 being simple, how simple is it to internalize this script? Here, I'll answer for you guys. Not so simple. All right. Now, what if, hello, blank. This is blank with blank. And I was wondering if I had a full price offer on your home today, would you want me to bring you the offer? Seller says, do you have an offer? That's a great question. And I won't know until I see your home. I just need 15 minutes to see your home so I can bring you the right buyer. So important. Very, very important. If you're taking notes, underline that. Does today at 4 work, or would 5 be better for you? Seller, I don't want to list my home. I understand. I'm going around the net and I'm getting on Justin's side. So it's Justin and I were partners. I understand and I want to help you sell your home. So would today at 4 work for you, or would 5 be better? So I'm going to go back to the question I asked earlier. Are all scripts the same? Are we going to get the same result with every script, or are there some that work better than others, and why? All right, take yourself off mute. Talk to me. Jessica, no worries. Jessica said I use that one.
Sorry.
Yikes, no worries. Hey, by the way, I don't have to be right. I'm fine with being wrong. If you're using a script that I'm not teaching and it's working for you, keep using it. All right, Justin, you were talking to me, I think.
Oh yeah, I just the positive affirmations, just clearly a better approach. It's coming at people a much the negative side. Even just that was the first conversation's kind of stale. It's very robotic, somewhat, as you said earlier. But just going in with a positive attitude. I mean, you could even tell when you were reading the first script. Once again, the smile while you're talking, that sort of thing. That wasn't happening first script, so it's not. You're not having any emotion with it. I don't
know. Yeah, and Justin, listen, if you study the top coaches, I'm not mentioning anybody by name, by the way, okay? if you study the top training companies and you study the top coaches, they're all going to tell you, call and get the listing appointment. And I'm totally cool with that. I really am. It's just not my strategy. The strategy that I use to list an average of 12 to 15 homes every month for 13 years is what I'm teaching you. And it worked. And if it worked for me, it'll work for you.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
John?
Yes.
I wanted to say something about agents who talk about themselves to pump themselves up. I years ago, before I had my real estate license, I had called an agent over to list my home. We were moving, and I had already determined in my mind that she was going to list my home because she listed most of the homes in our neighborhood. So she was pretty well known. I think I felt confident in her knowledge of the neighborhood. And so I invited her over, and she spent probably a good 45 minutes telling me how wonderful she was and how she put out this magazine and all the ones that everything that she did, and really boost herself up. She made me feel like she wasn't interested in my home at all. Never asked to see it. I had to ask her if she wanted to look at my home. I went ahead and listed with her anyway, just because I felt like, well, she was the one that everybody used. And she never sold my home. I ended up getting my license and selling my home myself during that time. But I always remember that. And what you're saying is absolutely true. Nobody wants to hear somebody coming into their home and talking all about themselves. They're interested in selling their home. They're interested in showing you their home. So talking about them is, I don't know. It was such a turnoff to me. So it's something I try not to do when I talk to clients.
100%, Brenda. I agree. And thank you so much for sharing that. You've got so much class, and I'm grateful that you're here because you bring a lot of class to the conversation.
Thank you.
As a real estate agent, it was easy for me not to talk about myself when I was new to the business because I didn't have a resume. Now, what's important is even later on in the years when I was selling over 100 homes a year and listing 12 to 15 homes every month, I intentionally would not talk about myself because I know the 3 questions they're asking themselves about me is, do you care about me? Can I trust you? Do you know what you're doing? Okay. And the least important one is, do you know what you're doing? Now, I'm selling an average of more than 10 homes a month. My listings are selling in less than 30 days on the market on average, and I'm getting an average of 99% of the asking price. I have that ready to go and mirror and match. If you're talking to somebody who's coming at you and they're very, they just want to fight everything you're saying, and they're a high D, and they're going to run you over if you let them, then I can mirror and match. And when I'm talking to someone who's being a jerk, I can simply come back with, got it. And would you like to see how I'm selling more than, okay, I'm ready to go with that script, but only when it's necessary.
I have an input. Good
Talk to
morning.
me, Robin.
Hi. Sorry, I'm not here. I'll be on camera for a second. You always catch me in my morning time, so I'm getting ready.
It's all good.
Something I do for listing appointments, and you can even do it for buyer appointments, but just to prove that you're actually there for the person, is I give a little gift. So when I do a listing appointment, I bring like the $4 bouquet of flowers, it's not major bucks, and a loaf of fresh bread from the bakery. And I just tell them, and this is what I learned. My mom said, when you come to someone's house, you need to bring a gift. And I usually start off with, I want to just tell you my appreciation for you having me here today. There are 16,000 agents in the Charlotte area, and they all want to be where I'm standing right now. So thank you. And you could do the same exact thing for buyers on the first time. So,
Robin, thank you for sharing that. And
yeah.
I've told all of you many, many times, always lead with gratitude. And that's what Robin was just sharing with us, lead with gratitude. Now, Robin, I want you to come list my house just to get that fresh loaf of bread. Yeah, I don't know about the flowers, but bring the bread. Give me two loaves of bread since we're going to take the flowers out.
I got it. We're there.
All right, guys, I hope you got awesome value today. Rainmaker Plus starts now. So I do need to jump. If you want more information on how you can join our Rainmaker Plus community, please put your email in the chat. I will save your email and I'll send you information on how you can join our group. You can call me anytime, 727-686-0404, or text me or email me, John Dietz, Coach John Dietz at gmail.com. Dietz is diet with a Z, D-I-E-T-Z, Coach John Dietz at gmail.com. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you. My goal is to bring value every day in order to help you break through ceilings, list more homes, sell more homes, live the life that you were born to live. Make it a great day, everybody.